Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're tackling Leetcode problem 2048, next greater numerically balanced number. The name sounds a bit complicated, but don't worry, we're going to break it down step by step and look at a couple of clever ways to solve it. Let's get started. First up, what's the goal? The problem asks us to find the smallest numerically balanced number that is strictly greater than a given input number, name. Okay, so what does numerically balanced actually mean? Let's break that down on the next slide. This is the core rule of the entire problem. It's a simple but strict condition. For any digit that's in the number, its value must be equal to its frequency. Let's look at a few examples to make this crystal clear. Okay, let's test this rule. Take the number 22. The only digit inside it is 2. How many times does the digit 2 appear? It appears twice. Since the digit's value and its count match, 22 is numerically balanced. Perfect. Now, how about 1,333? We have two different digits here. The digit 1 appears 1 time. That checks out. The digit 3 appears 3 times. That also checks out. So this number is also balanced. Now for a tricky one that often trips people up. Let's look at 1022. The digit 1 appears once, which is good. The digit 2 appears twice, which is also good. But what about the 0? The digit 0 appears once. But for it to be balanced, the digit 0 would have to appear 0 times. That means a numerically balanced number simply can't have a 0 in it. This is a really important edge case to remember. Alright, let's walk through the first example. If our input n is 1, we need the smallest balanced number that's bigger than 1. Let's just list out some of the smallest balanced numbers we can think of. Well, 1 itself is balanced, but the problem says strictly greater than, so we can't use it. What's next? The number 22 is balanced, and that is indeed greater than 1, so 22 is our answer. Let's try a bigger one, like 3000. We're looking for the smallest balanced number bigger than this. A good place to start is to think about balanced numbers that are also in the 3000s. If a number starts with 3 and it's balanced, it must contain the digit 3, exactly 3 times. Okay, so we have 3 3s. What else can we add? The simplest thing to add would be a 1, which must appear 1 time. So our building blocks are the digits 1, 3, 3, and 3. What are the numbers we can make? The smallest is 1333, but that's less than our input. The next smallest permutation is 3133. That's bigger than 3000, and it's balanced. This looks like our answer. Just a quick heads up. We'll be walking through the solution using Python, but don't worry if that's not your main language. I'll be showing the full code for other popular languages like Java, C++, and JavaScript towards the end of the video. Okay, so for our first approach, let's go with the simplest, most direct idea. We can just start checking numbers one by one, beginning with the number right after our input n. For each number, we'll ask, is this one balanced? The very first time we get a yes, we know we've found the smallest one, because we checked them in order. This is often called brute force or enumeration. The core of this approach is a helper function that can answer one question: is a given number balanced? A really effective way to do this is to first count up how many times each digit appears. You could use a hash map for this. Then, you just go through your map for each digit and its count. Let's say digit d appeared c times. You just check if the value of d is equal to c. If this holds true for every digit in your map, then the number is balanced. Alright, here's the Python code that puts it all together. You can see our helper function, which I've called is beautiful here. It does exactly what we just described. It creates a count of each digit, and then checks if the counts match the digit values. The main part of the function then starts a simple loop at n+1. It keeps checking each number using our helper until it finds the one it's looking for and returns it. Now that first approach works, but checking every single number can feel a bit inefficient. Let's think about a different way. The problem constraints tell us that n is at most 1 million. This is a huge clue. It means there's a limited, and actually pretty small, number of numerically balanced numbers we'd ever need. What if we just figured out all of them beforehand? We could generate them, put them in a sorted list, and then our problem becomes much simpler. Once we have this magical, pre-sorted list, the problem is basically solved. For any input n, we just need to find the first item in our list that is greater than it. This is the perfect job for binary search, which is incredibly efficient for searching in sorted lists. We can find our answer almost instantly, without checking thousands of invalid numbers along the way. Here's what the code for this second approach looks like. You can see a list called balanced at the top. This would contain all the pre-computed numbers. The editorial shows that there are only about 110 of them in the range we care about. With our list ready, the function is super simple. It just needs to find the first number in that list that is greater than n. For a small list like this, even a simple loop is fast enough. But for the full list, a binary search function like Python's bisect would be ideal. So let's compare these two methods. The first approach, enumeration, has a time complexity that depends on how big the gap is between our input n and the next balanced number. In the worst case, we might have to search a bit. Its space complexity is constant, which is great. The second approach, the lookup table, is much faster at runtime. Its time complexity is logarithmic thanks to binary search. However, it comes at the cost of space, since we need to store the entire pre-computed list. Alright, as promised, here is the full solution in Java, using the lookup table approach. You can pause the video here to take a closer look at the implementation. Next up, here is the C++ version of the solution. This one uses the upper_bound function, which is the C++ standard library's way of performing the binary search we talked about. Again, feel free to pause and review the code. And finally, here is the solution in JavaScript. Similar to the Java version, it iterates through the pre-computed list to find the first number larger than n. Hopefully, seeing it in a few different languages helps solidify the concepts. So let's wrap it up. We looked at two great ways to solve this problem. The first was enumeration, a straightforward method that just checks every number. It works well when the distance to the next valid number isn't too large. The second approach was precomputation, where we used the problem's constraints to our advantage by generating a lookup table. This made the actual lookup incredibly fast. The big lesson here is to always pay close attention to the constraints. They can often hint at the most elegant solution. Alright, before we jump into the other languages, I want to quickly show you a personal project I built to solve a problem that always drove me crazy. It's an app called My Daily To-Do. My biggest frustration with every other to-do app was retyping the same things every single day. Go to the gym, review code, work on the daily Leetcode problem. You know the drill. So I built my app around one simple but powerful idea: separating your routine tasks from your one-off tasks. Routine tasks, marked with the little refresh icon, automatically reset for the next day. One-off tasks, like ship new feature, get the little puff of smoke icon, and they disappear for good once you're done. This small change turns a dumb checklist into a smart scheduler. If that sounds useful, you can try it right now on the web. The link is in the description. And one more thing I want to make super clear. Right now, as a thank you for being an early supporter, the app is 100% free. There are no ads and no subscriptions whatsoever. This means you get access to everything, including really powerful features like presets, which let you save entire task lists and load them with a single tap. Now, down the road, creating new presets will likely become part of a premium plan to help support the channel. But, and this is the important part, any presets you create now, while it's all free, are yours to keep and use forever. So it's the perfect time to check it out on the web, play with all the features, and build out your perfect setup at no cost. If you enjoyed this problem and want to keep practicing, the learning doesn't have to stop here. I've organized all my video solutions into handy playlists. Whether you're looking to grind through more Leetcode easy, medium, or hard problems, or you want to master a specific topic like sliding window or dynamic programming, I've got a playlist for you. It's the perfect way to focus your study sessions. Go to the playlist tab and find a playlist that fits your goals. Also, if you're looking for even more Leetcode problems beyond the daily challenge, I've started a second channel called Leetcode Unlocked. It's where I'll be posting solutions to a ton of other problems, so if you're serious about your interview prep, be sure to check it out. The link is in the description below. Hope this Leetcode solution breakdown made sense. If it helped, give that like button a click, maybe subscribe for more, or drop a comment if you have questions. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you know straight away when I upload a video, because I upload videos daily. If you're feeling generous, there's always the Boba Fund. Keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.